right, folks, here we are, 93706 in the zone. And as usual, we have Bailey in the background over there. You doing a shout out, Bailey?
Hey, 93706 Zone, you're here in the zone.
Hey, we've got a special guest today as we start 2015 here at the Cecil C. Hinton Multicultural Community Center, sponsored by the James E. Aldrich Foundation. We have special guests going into 2015 because, you guys, this is our year of health, nutrition, environment, all those things that are giving us healthier lifestyles. And our friend today is David Campos.
Cesar Campos.
Cesar Campos. I messed that up because I asked just before we went on the air and I messed it up again. Not that I have not met him more than three or four times, so I already know that. But Cesar,
it's really good to be here.
It's good to have you.
Yeah.
Give us a little bit about what you're working on right now. Tell folks what it is, and if you would, what has really brought you to the zone to talk about it as well?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that it's very important for me to be here. When I sort of spread the idea of environmental justice, a lot of people don't really know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Environmental justice is really like the marriage of the environmental movement with the social justice movement.
Okay.
So we have like the environmental justice movement that has traditionally fought for, stopping climate change and things like that.
Right.
Sources of pollution. But then through the decades, we've seen that there's very specific areas in which the sources of pollution and climate change actually affects, and it's usually around communities that are disadvantaged, people of color, low-income communities. And so there has been a whole different movement that has been brought about to bring those voices to like the level of having political efficacy, so that we can change that narrative that usually puts the most hazardous industries in communities of color.
No, that's kind of an interesting topic, and folks, we can go on and on. I know that some of us were a part of a movement about 10, 15 years ago where the Mixteco tribes lived right over here off of 99. And folks, that's 93706 zone is really in Fresno, California, because this goes all, this is worldwide.
Yeah.
But we're talking specifically about some of the stuff that goes on in the zone and how that impacts national. And how national is impacting us.
Exactly.
Right.
Very
but
locally.
Here in our valley, we have some huge issues in terms of air quality.
Well, and other things.
Other things. Dumping grounds for rendering plants, and
you guys know very much about rendering.
That's right.
No, you're right. I think there's been a lot of research that has been done to sort of suggest that the Central Valley, those 8 counties, are really at the forefront of environmental burden combined with population vulnerabilities.
Yes.
In fact, the state just last year released a report that basically confirms that. And in the zone, as we call it here, the 93706 zip code was actually found to be 2 census tracts in the 93706 zip code were found to be the top leading, most overburdened communities across the whole state.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And really, thanks to folks like you, folks are paying attention to it. And we have a couple of articles out on that with Dr. Aldrich as well, speaking to that issue. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing around that now. What is the work of Cesar?
Right. So my organization, Central California Environmental Justice Network, we work across the San Joaquin Valley, but primarily have focused on 2 counties, in Fresno and Kern County. Because these are the 2 counties that have historically had the most sources of pollution and struggle with that. We have created a platform, 2 platforms, one in Fresno, one in Kern, the Fresno Environmental Reporting Network and the Kern Environmental Enforcement Network. And these are networks that sort of centralize around enforcement. And what we've done is we've created this platform where residents can report any sort of environmental hazard, anything that they think is a problem, could be hazardous to their health, because we've noticed that for a long time people were not reporting. These things are around us.
Because we didn't know.
And exactly, there's a lot of people that don't know how to even
You
report.
don't know what you don't know.
Exactly. And so we've sort of launched this campaign to train residents to learn about what things are around them, what harms them, and then who to contact and how to report to us. And then at the same time, the same platform, we brought around all of the regulatory agencies that have any sort of jurisdiction in identifying and taking care of those reports. We
Mhm.
brought them, we meet with them on a monthly basis and basically sit down with them and say, these are the reports that the community has given us.
Mhm.
We gave them to you last month. What have you done this month to resolve them?